Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans of all ages, welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling Podcast.
That's right. We're breaking down everything from this crazy...
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This episode of Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling is powered by W Energy. Listen up, brother. You know, in the squared circle, it's all about having the energy to go the distance. No sugar crashes, no jitters, just clean, focused fuel to keep you going through every promo, every match, and every late-night wrestling binge. That's where W Energy comes in, the ultimate tag team partner for your brain and body, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and a knockout flavor lineup. W is here to make sure you never gas out before the final bell. No fake stuff, no gimmicks, just pure power. So whether you're cutting promos or cutting down on fatigue, grab a tub of W and unleash your inner champ. Head on over to w.gg and use promo code Mr. and Mrs. to get 10% off your first order. That's w.gg/Mr. and Mrs. Fuel up, throw down, and leave your competition down for the 3 count. Week in pro wrestling, AEW Collision, the absolute war that was blood and guts dynamite, and all the action from WWE SmackDown and Monday Night Raw.
We've got hot takes, big moments, and all your news and notes as we roll into a massive November stacked with can't-miss shows.
So lace up those boots, grab your favorite snacks, and get ready to tag in because it's time to talk all things AEW, WWE, and beyond. All right, guys, we're going to start off with Collision. There was a tag team match. The Bang Bang Gang defeats FTR in 14 minutes and 17 seconds.
Juice Robinson came out looking like the old Juice Robinson. He had the beard back, a little bit of a colorful gear as well. FTR continued to show why they're one of the best tag teams in the world. It was a huge win for the Bang Bang Gang. Getting the assist from Bro Dito most likely sets them up for a future tag team title shot.
Then we had the AEW TNT title match. It was Kyle Fletcher versus Ace Austin. This match was 14 minutes and 39 seconds. Kyle Fletcher, of course, gets the win.
Yeah, this was a fantastic match. Match of the night on Collision. Ace Austin looked great, had a few close falls, and the crowd was really into it. Fletcher was selling great. The closing sequence was really awesome, how they transitioned into the Brain Buster. I hope AEW continues to build Ace Austin after this particular performance. It gives them an opportunity to showcase a young new talent. And this was a fantastic match, and hopefully we get to see more of this.
Absolutely. Then we had a tag team match. So it was Tay J, which is Anna J and Tay Mello. They picked up the win against who?
Hyen and Maya World.
I don't know who that is.
So there's a big story behind this. So PW Insider first reported that Nixon Newell, who was formerly Tegan Knox of WWE, and Miranda Alizé were at Saturday's AEW Collision in Houston and were scheduled to lose to Tay Mello and Anna J. According to the report, the two balked after being scheduled to lose for a second week in a row. The two left the taping an hour before bell time and were replaced by Hyen and Maya World. According to the report, AEW was appreciative of Hyen and World stepping in at the last minute as replacements and gained points internally. It was also said that Alizé and Newell were not believed to be under AEW contract. So this was after last week not agreeing with the way it went down with Megan Bayne in the tag team match with Marina. It looked like Alizé and Newell weren't really cooperating with Megan Bayne. There's been a lot of back and forth all week regarding their walking out, who said what, who did what. But if you were booked on the show the day of the show and you walk out an hour before bell time, that's not a good look.
Right.
Especially for somebody who was complaining in the last year that she wasn't able to get bookings. This isn't a way to ensure you're going to get more bookings. So
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you just can't do something like that and expect that you're going to get over somewhere. Yeah, you're just going to be burning bridge after bridge, you know?
Yeah, you can't do that at a regular job. If you went to your local grocery store and they wanted you to stock shelves and you said, that's not going to work for me, brother.
Then they'd be like, great, go somewhere else.
So yeah, that was interesting. But if you're in the business, you got to be able to do the job, no matter how much time you get.
All right. The next match is the Women's Blood and Guts Advantage Battle Best of the 3 Series match number 2. So Jamie Hayter defeats Sky Blue in 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, I really love Jamie Hayter. I'm glad that she's featured and healthy on a week-by-week basis. Sky Blue has grown so much from when she first debuted. It's just great to see where she's developed this character and how far she's going with it.
I feel like I don't even recognize her. Like Sky Blue, I don't feel like fits her anymore, the name. You know, like she should have another name, but I mean, if it works for her, I mean, she's doing great and everybody knows who she is. So I guess the name's working just fine. But when I think of Sky Blue, I think of the color blue because that's what she wore. Then we had the Women's Blood and Guts Advantage Battle Best of 3 Series match number 3. Tekla versus Harley Cameron, 12 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah, so with this, the team of Tekla, the Sisters of Sin, Megan Bain, and Marina Shafir, and Mercedes got the advantage in Blood and Guts. I didn't agree with this finish at all. You just had Harley pick up the biggest win of her career, going over Athena in that tag match, and 3 days later, she's getting pinned. I would have just swapped Harley and Jamie. Jamie could have taken that fall. But you want to build Harley up because she's got a big title match next month against Athena. She could walk away as the Ring of Honor Women's Champ. Maybe she's the favorite with Willow to be the new tag team champs. So I would definitely be protecting her right now, and I would continue to build. You know, I couldn't disagree more with this finish. Harley's charisma is off the charts. She's steadily improved in the ring each time out, and Tekla can go, but I feel like both of these women are better in the tag team format.
Yeah, I think Harley would be a good Ring of Honor champ. I think she's got more charisma than Athena.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's got the in-ring wrestling,
she's
but
not there in-ring wise, but she's got the entertainment factor.
she could carry it with just her personality alone. Then we had the Men's Blood and Guts Advantage Battle Best of 3 Series, the 3rd match. So that's Roderick Strong defeating Jon Moxley. What?
Yeah, so this was a great showing for Roddy, who's a solid hand. I'm not really enjoying a lot of the non-finishes, but the way they did it with Darby reaching out from underneath the bottom of the ring to grab Moxley's leg and prevent him from getting back into the ring, that was interesting. It was story-based and not just a lame finish non-booking.
Yeah.
So it was a good way to set it up, and the conglomeration then had the advantage going into Blood and Guts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the crowd here was absolutely hot for this live collisions. Maybe they should do more live collisions
Yeah.
and not have it taped.
That makes sense. Now, we're moving on to Dynamite. It's the Blood and Guts match, the female version. As Charlotte told her classmate in kindergarten, she watched a bloody gutty match. It was Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, Mercedes Monday, Triangle of Madness, picking up the win versus Harley Cameron, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Mina Shirakawa, Toni Storm, and Willow Nightingale. This Blood and Guts match was 46 minutes and 9 seconds, and it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, this was a great match. This was my favorite match of the night. I felt Sky Blue had a career night here, and they should definitely follow up with this match. Her matches in recent street fights, no holds barred matches, and now this really have put her on another level. The visuals and the drama and the finish of this match was great. Toni is, in my opinion, or she either is or is in the consideration for the best women's wrestler in the world, I think. Not just on her in-ring, but her presence, her selling, her facials, her anguish that she had on her face. As Marina was choking out Mina at the end, you could see that it mattered to her, and the way she was putting it over was great. I could definitely see Marina and Megan winning the tag titles. It would be great to build them up.
Yeah.
Especially after a showing like this. This was a fantastic match, and I think definitely a top 5 women's match in AEW history.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, part of the way through, I remember thinking, oh my God, like not even half of these girls are in and there's blood everywhere. It was just, who was bleeding the most? Sky Blue?
Yeah, Sky Blue.
And there was just blood on everybody's, gear, and it was hers because she was just bleeding like crazy. It was so disgusting.
Yeah, this was definitely a bloody night.
Then there was a non-title Falls Count Anywhere match. Adam Page beats Powerhouse Hobbs in 14 minutes and 8 seconds.
This was another great match. Hobbs took a pounding. He was great.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He was great in this entire match. The backdrop to the floor off the announce table, that looked like it hurt so much, and I don't know how he didn't break his tailbone. And then falling from the second level balcony to the floor, that was fantastic. Hangman's continuing to have a fantastic year. He's definitely going to be up for Wrestler of the Year at the end of the year with all the great matches he's had. And this week he gets Shibata on Wednesday. So continuing the build towards next Saturday's Full Gear.
I think this Dynamite really had a pay-per-view feel. It felt like a special event. Like it was something special.
Yeah,
And then we had the men's Blood and Guts matches. Darby Allin, Rick Strong, the Conglomeration. They all picked up the win against the Death Riders. All of them. All of the Death Riders, 54 minutes, 8 seconds.
Yeah, the violence in this match was insane. We had blood, forks, chains, barbed wire, fire table. Gabe Kidd showed up, and Pac press slammed Darby Allin from the top of the stage down to a table that was lit on fire, and you could see Darby on fire, rolling around on the floor. So that was nuts. Darby was wild like we all thought. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get Darby and Pac at Full Gear. Could we possibly see Darby versus Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Kingdom? That would be a huge match. Darby could be the Bruiser Brody wild man in Japan, just doing all kinds of wild stuff. But the big winner of this match was Kyle O'Reilly. Just like Sky Blue, the visuals of him bleeding all over the match, getting the submission win over Jon Moxley, that was huge. And looks like we're going to get potentially Kyle O'Reilly and Mox at Full Gear. And looks like there's a little bit of dissension in the Death Riders, so could Mox be finally getting that vacation time upcoming?
Maybe. He is a worker. He hasn't been gone in a long time.
Yeah, but my stars of the night for this Dynamite were definitely Sky Blue and Kyle O'Reilly. AEW definitely needs to build on this momentum, even if it's Sky Blue and Julia winning the tag titles.
Yep.
Whatever it may be, but I think she's right there. Same with Kyle. This is his moment. I feel like, just like you were saying, this was a pay-per-view night. 3 matches, took up 2.5 hours. I feel like this is what Battle of the Belts should have been presented like.
Yeah.
Just a major event, something that felt special. But it was a huge night for AEW. Close to 5,000 people in attendance down in Greensboro. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat made an appearance, got involved with FTR.
Yeah.
So that was great to see. Flair was supposed to make an appearance on TV, but he left during the show because of a rotator cuff injury. So he was only seen in person. But yeah, great job by AEW for a fantastic show. And we're going to be coming back later this week with a Full Gear preview.
Okay.
So lots to talk about with AEW coming up.
And we have a special guest for that episode?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to take our first break.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me. And what's more powerful than a podcast of husband and wife, the Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling Podcast, where they're going to give you everything you need to know. They're going to hit you with the scoops. They're going to fill you in on everything pro wrestling, which includes me, the king of NXT, Lexus King. So stop what you're doing right now and check out your Apple TV or wherever you get your podcast fix for the Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling Podcast. But don't forget, long live Lexus King.
And we're back. The first match was a United States title match. Ilya Dragunov defeats Johnny Gargano in 10 minutes and 51 seconds.
Yeah, 2 really good workers. And this was continuing the build of Ilya and Ciampa. It looks like we're going to get that match at some point. Ilya has looked really good since returning from injury. He works tough, he works stiff, but his stuff always looks great. He's always having good matches, so definitely excited to see where it goes from here. I know they were teasing the Ilya and Tama Tonga match, which I would love to see that. I'd love to see him go against all of the MFTs. Tama Tonga, Jeff Cobb, it would all be really good.
Then we had a singles match. Nia Jax picks up the win versus Charlotte Flair in 10 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, this was a sloppy match. Charlotte had a massive wardrobe malfunction
Oops.
that caused the screen to go black for a second. We did get the debuting Lash Legend, who attacked Alexa during the match to cause a distraction. And now Nia and Lash are a tag team, so they'll probably be going towards the tag team titles. Afterwards, in the trainer's room, the Kabuki Warriors attack the champs, so furthering that storyline, setting up their match for Monday night for the tag titles.
Then we had a Women's United States title match. Chelsea Green defeats Julia, so she got her title.
Yep, she's back as the two-time Women's United States champion. She's now a double champ, as she's the mixed champ in AAA with Ethan Page. This was a great win, surprising win, but she definitely deserves the huge push because she makes the most of her time. We were just talking about people only getting a little bit of time on TV. Chelsea talked about that, and she made the most of all of her time, whether it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes, a backstage segment, whatever it may be. She made the most of her time, and she's been rewarded every time with more TV time, more opportunity.
Yeah.
She's just got a new 5-year contract.
Yep.
So she's going all out. I would like to see a new member added to the Secret Service. If Maxine gets buried by Becky in the future, I think that would be a great spot for her, with Piper being out for a while, and the natural friendship with Chelsea and Maxine would make it a seamless.
Then we had a singles match. Tala Tonga defeats Rey Fenix in 9 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, they're continuing to make Tala look like the monster, and the misuse of Rey Fenix continues. I wonder if he could do it all over again. Would he still have left AEW?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's continuing talk that they are going to put Phoenix and Penta back together. Nobody knows when, but that would definitely be the best case scenario for both of those guys. They could go against the Judgment Day, the MFTs. They could have battles on, NXT. Maybe even get a Lucha Brothers versus the Hardys down in NXT, which would be great. But yeah, the MFTs are strong, and Phoenix is just a tool to put people over.
Then we had just a match, a non-title match. Aleister Black with Zelina versus Cody Rhodes. It was a no contest. I liked seeing her with Aleister Black. I think she fit him really well. I mean, I know they're married in real life, but...
Yeah, it feels like they've just taken the Killer Cross and Scarlet spot
and put it on them.
Yep. Another non-finish to end a WWE show for WWE. So we got Drew McIntyre attacking the referee. He got suspended for this. Non-finishes to end the shows have been increasing for WWE. And to me, that's just lazy booking. Put somebody over. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to lose. And a non-title match, it doesn't hurt Cody. It would only bolster Aleister and make him more important on the show.
Right.
Have Drew cost him the match and further along that feud if that's how you want to do it. But yeah, I'm tired of these. This is like 3 weeks in a row where we've had non-finishes to end.
Then we had a Intercontinental title match. This was great. The promos beforehand were awesome. John Cena defeats Dominic Mysterio to get the only title he's never held. Is that correct?
Yeah, this was the Raw in Boston. So Cena started the show. The crowd was hot. Cena was emotional. This match particularly, there wasn't a lot to the match. Dom carried a lot of it, but the energy and, like you said, the promos before made it. This was the perfect way to start the show, and Cena is, in fact, a Grand Slam champion, holding now the Intercontinental title for the first title. And I felt the big takeaway from this is Dom really held his own. I felt like he belonged being in there with Cena and Triple H. It didn't seem like Dom from a couple of years ago where he was trying to get over and try to get to that spot. It feels like he's really there.
Yeah.
So this was fantastic. Where it goes from here with Cena, we'll see. Definitely elevated Dom and give Cena that one last title run.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was awesome. The promos beforehand were great. I loved that. To me, like, Dom can hold his own, and he did really hold his own. To me, I still saw, like, that little boy, because he's still, compared to Triple H and Cena, he's small. He's the same height, but he's small. But, like, he's got that, like, stone cold killer. And I thought it was really great all the way around.
Yeah, his confidence has really grown over the last 2 years.
Yeah. I think he's doing awesome. And then we had the Last Time Is Now tournament, the first round match. Rusev defeats Damian Priest in 8 minutes and 52 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Priest was going to win, but the old Cena rival, who Rusev had his best feud ever with, John Cena, now advances. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, Rusev picks up the win, furthering the Damian Priest eye injury. Again, Damian hasn't looked the same since he lost the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Leaving the Judgment Day was probably the worst thing for him. Rhea was fine with it, but Damian, I feel like he's lost a lot of his luster since then.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could be a huge star. Maybe, I don't know, I've liked him since he was Punishment Martinez. So, but I think who he is now in WWE is worlds different than who he was back then in Ring of Honor, and so it would be nice to see him get a push, but he really is kind of falling flat, and I don't know if it's him or if it's just how he's booked. Like, he's just not getting the push.
Yeah, just nothing's worked since he's left them. And I think if there's a split with Dom and Finn in them, I'd like to see Priest and Dom link back up together.
I think that would be nice, yeah. I think it would be good. Then we had the Women's World title match. It was Stephanie Vaquer defeating Raquel so hard to say her name. Then we had a Women's World title match. Stephanie Vaquer with Nikki Bella defeats Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez in 10 minutes and 34 seconds.
So yeah, Raquel looked good. She continues to impress, going by the nickname Big Mommy Cool now.
Is she?
Because of the advice from Kevin Nash, her paying homage to him, doing some stuff like a big person that he's recommended to her.
Yeah.
So she's looked really good. And again, stating what we talked about last week, dying for Liv to come back to see how the Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne trifecta actually works out. So we'll see soon. But the big turn in this match was Nikki Bella going heel and attacking Stephanie after the match.
Yeah.
So we talked about that last week, that we felt like that was coming, and there it was. So Nikki Bella is now a bad guy.
Yeah.
And looks like her and Stephanie are going to be going at it.
A picture came out recently of Liv. I don't know if she was like at an event or something, but she kind of had like the dark look going, like the gothic smoky eye situation.
Yeah, she was at the Stranger Things premiere.
I think that should be her gimmick. I like that way better than what she had going on before she got injured.
I don't think Liv can do anything wrong right now.
Well, yeah, she's gone, so everybody's holding the torch for her. The Last Time Is Now tournament, first round match. So this was the next match on the card. Sheamus defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in 10 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah, another former Cena rival wins and moves on. Even though we don't have brackets and don't know who's next, I'm hoping we don't get another Sheamus-Rusev match.
Are they going to fight all the way around the ring?
I'm not sure, but we'll see. Yeah. Big win for Sheamus. I'm glad Nakamura is actually getting some TV time and actually wrestling. So good to see Shinsuke. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I was really happy to see him. I love his mannerisms in the ring. I mean, it's been so long since we've really seen anything from him. To see him again was like refreshing. And he's a huge star. I wish he was anywhere but here, because then he'd get used more and we get to enjoy him. Then we had the women's tag team title match. It was the Kabuki Warriors, and they picked up the win against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Big title change here. So we got 2 title changes on Raw. It wasn't the best match, but we called this title change as well. There was run-in afterwards where Lash Legend and Nia got involved, and then Io and Rhea came in, and they started to set up War Games. So we're going to get to Kabuki Warriors, and looks like Lash Legend and Nia Jax and possibly Becky Lynch going against Rhea and Io Sky, Alexa Bliss. Charlotte just recently said that she's not going to be teaming up with Rhea, so she said she's out.
Yeah, she said she doesn't like her.
Yeah.
In her promo.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that, but I could definitely see like a AJ Lee coming back.
Yeah.
And getting involved, especially if Becky beats Maxine on Raw on Monday, or if AJ even costs Becky the Intercontinental title on Monday. That would be huge to get both of them in the match, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
But we have 3 appearances left on the John Cena retirement tour. The first one's gonna be this coming Monday, his last Monday Night Raw ever, and it's gonna be in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Does Cena hold this title to the end? I could see that being a potential. Does he defend the title at Survivor Series? That's his next show that he's gonna be on. That would be interesting. Maybe he gets added to War Games. Dave Meltzer said he was told that Cena in War Games is not even an option. So maybe we have an open challenge on Raw in MSG. That would be interesting. I could also see for the remaining tournament matches that we have. So this Monday we have Javon Evans versus Gunther, who I suspect Gunther's going to pick up the win. And then we have Solo Sikoa versus a surprise opponent. So if Cena doesn't fight Joe Hendry in like an open challenge match, I could see Solo going against Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Because Joe Hendry has been very vocal about wanting a match with John Cena, someone he idolized. And the next night on NXT, Joe Hendry's in a mixed tag match in Madison Square Garden for NXT.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see Joe Hendry being there. Reported this weekend that Joe Hendry has signed a full contract with WWE to nobody's surprise. So Joe Hendry is fully on board. I suspect him to be out of NXT sooner rather than later and start on WWE probably around Royal Rumble time.
Be pretty cool.
Yeah, so we had last night The Miz versus Jey Uso. Uso picked up the win. And we had LA Knight versus a mystery opponent, and that was the returning Zack Ryder.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so it was reported also that Zack Ryder is not under contract with WWE. It was a one-off appearance, but WWE came to a merchandising agreement with him. So they're going to be selling Zack Ryder merch on their website. So we'll see what happens with that. But I definitely like Matt Cardona way more than Zack Ryder.
Same, and I don't like either one of them.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But we have 2 more matches to be announced in the tournament that we do not know who they are.
Yeah.
So could be more NXT, maybe someone from Mexico, maybe someone else. We don't know. Maybe we get Jericho on Monday. I'm not sure when his AEW contract is up, but I would imagine that's going to be coming up here soon.
Oh, you like wrestling? You like wrestling as much as me, Effie, the GCW World Champion? Well, I've got the right show for you. Tune in to Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling, where Steve and Mare bring you all the wrestling news, all the wrestling fun and gossip on a podcast available to you for free to listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else you get podcasts. That's right, it's Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling. Okay.
Right, guys. So we've got some news and notes. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada will wrestle one final time in the Tokyo Dome on January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. So Tanahashi defeated Yuto Ice in the main event at the Road to Anjo show, held in Okada's hometown, and it just so happened it was on his 38th birthday. Following the match, Okada's old coin drop music played, and he came out to confront Tanahashi, along with his longtime former manager, Gato. It'll be the 4th time that these two have wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom. Tanahashi beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 7 and 9 before Okada finally beat him at Wrestle Kingdom 10. Okada has also said in a New Japan press conference that you're not going to see the old Okada, you're getting AEW Okada.
Bitch.
Yep, absolutely. So the New Japan Wrestle Kingdom show on January 4th, it's selling like crazy. They expect this to be the highest attended one-day Wrestle Kingdom in the last 20 plus years.
Is it only a one-day Wrestle Kingdom?
Just one day. So the card they have right now is we have the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita versus the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion Yota Tsuji in a winner-takes-all match. The Tanahashi retirement match with Okada. Evil versus his protege and former Olympian Aaron Wolf for the never openweight title. The New Japan Strong Women's Champion Saya Kamatina versus the IWGP Women's Champion Suri in a winner-take-all match. And El Desperado versus Sho versus Kosei Fujita versus Taiji Ishimori in IWGP Junior Heavyweight #1 contender match. So we won't get a junior title match of any kind, whether it's tag or singles, on Wrestle Kingdom. So hopefully we'll get some AEW participation, maybe some CMLL to boost this.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, there are already over 35,000 tickets sold for this event. So they are selling like crazy, and they anticipate getting at least 55,000 in attendance for that. So if they're doing that, maybe we're going to get a Kenny Omega match, maybe someone
Hopefully.
like Darby, maybe Mox comes over. But big business for New Japan. And like I said, having Okada come back for the 20th anniversary of New Japan is going to sell. And what do you know? It sold like crazy.
Yeah.
So good job by them. Last night, there was a special event in Mexico, in Arena, Mexico. It was a Linkin Park and CMLL partnership show, and the band is currently on its From Zero World Tour, which stops in Mexico City on Sunday. And this past Friday, CMLL presented a Linkin Park-themed night titled Noche from Zero. The show featured matches from luchadors from Team Lincoln and Team Park, so great affiliation there with CMLL, getting a huge worldwide band like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
It shows you the business that CMLL is doing. They draw that tourist attraction,
Yeah.
and they've been doing good business all year long, so good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Linkin Park's great. I love Linkin Park. I mean, I've been listening to them since I was a teenager, and I'm sure you have too, so that's exciting for CMLL because they're awesome band.
Absolutely. Tony Khan says he'd like to bring AEW to France or Germany, calling both countries untapped markets. That would be a huge addition to AEW, continuing to do something different and getting in more European countries. I'd like to see them do more Dynamites and Collision overseas. Do something WWE's not doing, because WWE, they're only running certain times of the year. If you just bring, big Dynamites to France, Germany, London all the time throughout the year, you're going to have those international markets strong, and you'll, have a tight grip on those markets.
They're excited to see their guys on the show, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, a new talk is Jericho.
Yeah, so this debuted on Wednesday. It was an episode with the Hardys and Dudleys discussing their match from Bound for Glory in 2025. You can hear our review of that a few episodes back. Jericho praised the bout and the presentation of Bound for Glory overall, saying TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world that night. Jericho compared Bound for Glory favorably to a WWE lookalike show and mentioned the presentation AEW had during its ECW arena residency, so taking shots at AEW, saying it is what it is. So yeah.
Looking more and more like he might be going to WWE.
Yeah. On his Jericho cruise, there's no AEW wrestlers booked for that.
Okay.
So just another sign that looks like Jericho is WWE bound. Could it be for the Royal Rumble? Could it be before then?
I think it would be awesome if it was the Royal Rumble. That's when I'd want him to come back.
Yeah. So the talk is that he's going to get one final run in WWE, and it's going to lead to a Hall of Fame announcement. So whether he does like a full year and next year he wraps it up, which would make sense because they're doing next year in Saudi Arabia, and they're going to want all the big name stars that they can get. So maybe you get a Gunther versus Jericho, continue his trend of retiring these wrestlers. And lastly, last night during House of Glory's Super Clash in Brentwood, New York, Mercedes Moné defeated Nor Phoenix Diana to capture the APAC women's title for the first time. So defeating Diana with the money maker to win her 13th title.
That was crazy. That's insane.
So Ultimate Monet now has 13 titles. So she is continuing her global domination. She was just recently named the #1 female wrestler for Pro Wrestling Illustrated for the last year.
Yeah.
So she came in first and Toni Storm came in second.
That's disappointing. I'd rather see Toni Storm be first, but she also doesn't have 13 belts.
Right. She just lost her last one.
I mean, but she's right up there, though, and she doesn't even have a single title, which should speak to her talent, as a wrestler, and it would be great if she...
It'll be interesting. We got a lot of big shows coming up, so this week we'll be dropping our Full Gear preview. We'll
Yep.
have our special guests joining us to talk about that.
Now, what day is that show dropping?
We're going to aim for next Friday to have that out.
Okay.
So that way everybody can get their Full Gear preview before the big show on Saturday. And then the following week, we are going to try to record on Thanksgiving. So that way we have our Survivor Series preview up the following Friday.
Awesome.
So we got big shows coming up. We got some interviews with talented independent wrestlers scheduled that will be dropping here throughout. And then this is going to lead us into our big month next month,
Awesome.
the first ever Suplexies.
Yes, the Suplexies. And guys, our socials are growing every single day. If we can get to a certain amount of followers on our Instagram, we will take episode requests.
Absolutely. If there's certain matches you want us to watch, local guys you want us to check out, local matches that you've seen that you enjoyed, you can definitely make those requests. We'll do a quick pop-in, watch along, and give some praise and tell some truths about the wonderful world of pro wrestling. So a lot of big stuff coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure you like and subscribe and stay in tune with our social media to see when the next episode drops.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.